Wildcats have made it to the big city. Big Red arriving in Evanston for a conference opener. But the Northwestern Wildcats, well, they've got big plans of their own. Tonight, under the lights, primetime football from Ryan Field. It's the 20th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Northwestern Wildcats to get it started. Here come both teams to the field. A lot of excitement in the building. This is going to be a special night here in Evanston. With my partner, Glenn Mason, I am Eric Collins. So nice to begin conference play. Coach, we're expecting big things tonight.
Yeah, what a great night for football. You got two teams here, two different stories. Cornhuskers, undefeated, capped off great victory against Oregon. Northwestern, slow start, but they think they got on the right track, or at least going in the right direction against Duke last week.
Well, before we get started in earnest, we've got news here in Evanston. With more on that, public address announcer Gary Ross.
Thank you.
And now to honor America, please rise and remove your hats. And we invite all veterans to salute the colors as Director of Bands Dr. Mallory Thompson leads our national anthem, sung today by special guest soloist from your Chicago Blackhawks, Jim Cornelison.
A lot of excitement here in the building. Primetime football from Chicago's North Shore. It's BTN football from Ryan Field. It's an NU battle. The Nebraska Cornhuskers in town with their annual meeting against the Northwestern Wildcats. Now, before the game, a moment of silence. The public address announcer informing the fans who have made it here to Ryan Field a tragic passing away of a young freshman student just getting started. Her college experience here at Northwestern tragically passing away in an accident just a couple of days ago. Well, the first fall weekend, and we have an absolutely gorgeous evening for you. The busiest person in the Big Ten is with us tonight. It's Michelle McMahon taking in her second conference game of the day. She's standing by with Northwestern head coach Pat Fitzgerald.
Thanks, Eric. Coach, it's always a grind against a team like Nebraska. Describe the emotion heading into Big Ten play against an opponent like them.
Yeah, you know, I think like the other side, excited, and it's Big Ten football. It's why everybody wants to coach in this league and why you want to play in the league.
Coach, how do you contain a quarterback like Tommy Armstrong?
Well, you got to be disciplined. You know, he's going to make his plays, and you got to keep the ball inside and in front. He gets really dangerous when he gets out of the pocket, throws the ball down the field. So we're going to have our hands full.
Coach Fitzgerald, thanks, Eric.
Thanks.
Michelle, thank you so much. We're ready to go with my partner, Glenn Mason. I'm Eric Collins. This is the first of what will be 9 conference games this year for every team in the Big Ten. And, well, Nebraska, they love their non-conference slate. They're a perfect 3-0. What's going to be the big key tonight?
Well, you know, they got off to a great start, and I think one of the reasons is they're doing a lot better job protecting the football. A year ago, they had 27 turnovers through 3 games, only 2. And a big reason of that is the quarterback, Tommy Armstrong. He's doing a great job. And, you know, when you look at Tommy, he's a passer deluxe. He's got 60 career touchdown passes. You heard Fitzgerald talking about it, and Mike Hank was the defensive coordinator. What they're really worried about is him scrambling, beating you with his feet. They've got to keep him in the pocket. And for Northwestern, they got all kinds of problems offensively, but I think it starts with the running game. Justin Jackson is a running back deluxe. He's only averaging 86 yards a game. As a team, they're under 100 yards a game. Problem? Big part of the problem is that offensive line. Pat Fitzgerald said, you know, they were a lot better against Duke. They're going to have to be a lot better tonight.
Well, expect some drama this evening. These two teams, they've played tight ones. 4 of the last 5 meetings have been decided by 3 points or less. And Boccolini wanted a timeout, didn't get it. Martinez, end zone, touchdown! Van Cotton gives the Huskers the lead. This should be the final play of the game unless there's a defensive penalty. Kellogg's throw. It's going to be tipped and caught! It's caught! It's caught! It's a touchdown!
The 2-point conversion for the tie. In the pocket, Armstrong probing, throwing incomplete. Northwestern hangs on to the lead.
All right, getting ready to kick things off. Before we do, how about the Auto Owners Insurance Impact Players when Nebraska has the football, Coach?
Well, you got to start with that guy right there, Divine Ezigbo. He's a workhorse. They want to run the football. And wide receiver, who else? Jordan Westerkamp, Mr. Magic right there. He's a Chicago kid. He's got over 100 people here watching the game. And on defense, Anthony Walker Jr. got off to a slow start this year, missed a lot of practice. In 2 days, he's back to form. And for Northwestern, Justin Jackson, they got to get it going. Offensive line, you got to get him some holes. Austin Carr, the go-to receiver, 18 receptions on the year. And for the Cornhuskers, Nathan Gary, he's the quarterback. He gets them lined up back there from the safety position.
Well, just in case things get a little bit sideways on us, we've got you covered, folks. All year long, we've got rules analyst Dick Honig standing by in our Big Ten studio. Dick is ready to go, always is, smile on his face, and a lot of knowledge between the ears. He has been a great addition. Jack Mitchell's going to kick things off, spinning kickoff into the end zone, and Trey Bryant takes a knee. Just keeping track, Northwestern won the toss. Nebraska is receiving the football, so Northwestern will get the football to begin the second half. Take a look at the senior, Tommy Armstrong Jr.
Well, you know, he's really something special, as I mentioned before. He can throw the ball. He's a touchdown machine, but this is where he'll really hurt you. You try to put too much pressure on him, and you don't contain him back there, he's off to the races.
Well, a unique look for this Nebraska team. They are wearing their Husker Chrome alternate uniform, inspired by the city of Lincoln, also known as the Star City. Metallic red numbering, metallic chrome outlining. Pretty sweet. First play from scrimmage. Pass is caught. Stanley Morgan Jr. flipped out of bounds, but that's a nice gain on first down. Montre Hardish, the tackle, a pickup of 8 yards.
Yeah, when this offense is really clicking, that's why, because they'll spread you out. They'll take that easy pitch and catch throw every time. Then you cheat the linebacker out there. Here comes the running back.
Good numbers offensively for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You see a bunch of 5s and 4s in terms of their offensive numbers. They put 35 points on the board a week ago. First run of the night. Armstrong keeps it, spins it out across the 50-yard line. Design quarterback runs have been really successful this year for Nebraska.
Well, this is your classic zone read. You can see it right there. He fakes it to the back. He reads. If they're closing down off the hard, off the backside, he'll pull it and go out the back end.
A lot of knowledge, Tommy Armstrong. His 37th start. He's won 25 games. The next win for Tommy Armstrong, and he will tie David Humm. 26 wins for David Humm. And counting for Armstrong. Look at this run. Oh, my. Terrell Newby still on his feet. He's got a chance to the corner of the end zone. He's not quite in. Oh, he fumbled the ball through the back of the end zone. That's going to be a inside the 2, bearing it on the end zone, and he lost the ball out of the back of the end zone while trying to extend it.
Yeah, you have to have control of the ball until it crosses the plane. Oh, yeah, that's out. That official right on the spot. That's a good call.
Yeah, Northwestern knows all about this. That's what cost Northwestern their game a couple of weeks ago against Western Michigan. The exact same play, but by Caleb Thorson.
The ruling of a touchback is under further review.
Ron Snodgrass leading this crew as our game referee. Now, Nebraska in 3 plays, they just bullet down the field, but then Newby, in his haste to get the ball across the end line, lost it.
Well, you know, when I think about the Northwestern defense, now Mike Hankwitz doesn't like when I met him the other day and I said, classic bend but don't break. You give up yards, you don't give up scores. Well, they bent about as far as you could right there. I think the officials got it exactly right on this call.
Yeah, he clearly appeared to lose it before he got to the goal line extended. Ball just slipped out of the left hand before he could cross the end line or the pylon. Yeah, no one recovered it in the end zone. The ball went out of bounds through the back of the end zone. That's a touchback. It's going to be Northwestern ball. I guess you really can't blame Terrell Newby.
After review, the ruling of a touchback is confirmed. First down, Northwestern.
Confirmed, yes, there was video evidence that the call on the field was correct. So it's Northwestern football.
Yeah, the official did a great job. I don't even think it was close. It was definitely out.
So Northwestern, very early in this game, they've already dodged their first bullet. And they'll take the field, 1st and 10. Ball on the 20. Sophomore quarterback Clayton Thorson. And they start on the ground. Coaching staff say that today's the day they're going to commit to the ground game and hopefully wear down Nebraska. Justin Jackson picks up 7 yards on 1st down.
Well, I mentioned about the offensive line. Pat Fitzgerald said it's a different guy on every play. They got to play coordinated.
Thorson, his first toss is knocked away, looking for Flynn Nagel. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, I think the timing on that play was a little off. Good protection, but anytime you're going to throw the ball to the flat, it's got to be there early rather than late. Dangerous throw.
Chris Jones got a hand on it. Pass broken up for the junior Jones. 3rd down and short. Northwestern has struggled in this situation this year. 10th in the Big Ten, converting 3rd downs. Superback Dickerson in the backfield next to Thorson to help in pass protection. Thorson breaks the first wall. Pass is complete. It's Jackson out of the backfield. 1st down, Northwestern. Pickup of 12 on 3rd down and 3. And again, quickly to the line, go Northwestern.
Yeah, well, they're going to try to up-tempo, keep those guys on their heels, the defense on the heels.
2nd carry for Jackson, trying to get to the edge. Banged down after a pickup of 4. Nathan Gary with his first tackle. Northwestern just 1-2 in non-conference play. Shocking loss against Illinois State out of FCS on this field a couple of weeks ago. Pass is complete. It's going to be short of the 1st down marker. Jackson with the reception, his 2nd.
I asked Pat Fitzgerald in the meeting of the day, 1-2 start, very disappointing. What would you have done differently in preparation for the season? He said, we did everything we always do. It just didn't work out that way.
3rd and 1. Let's see about the commitment to the run for Northwestern. They're going to give it a try, and Jackson is stoned. Oh, my. Dedrick Young just rips him to the ground.
Yeah, this is what you would call a tackle. Squares him up, wraps his arms, look at him drive his legs. That's a good form tackle.
Dedrick Young, the sophomore, coming of age. He's been the best all-around linebacker for Mark Banker's defense.
Yeah, he plays in all this substitution package. He'll be there in nickel. He'll be in their dime defense.
Hunter Nicewinder. Kick takes a good bounce for Nebraska, and it'll be down at the 21-yard line. So Nebraska, their second offensive possession when we return to Evanston. Both Nebraska and Northwestern failing to score their first time with the football. Let's go down field side and check in now with the third member of our crew, Michelle McMahon.
Thanks, Eric. A nice gesture performed by Northwestern football by displaying Sam Folt's initials on their helmets with the number 27 on it. I spoke with his best friend, Sam Hahn, before the game. He said this season is a gift for Sam. It means the world to have other teams supporting us and honoring his life because it's about Sam and about his story. And when you have tragedy like that, it sets complete rivalry aside. And additionally, Sam said he didn't know a stranger. He was a friendly guy, knew everyone. Also, senior Josh Banderas said Sam was the definition of Nebraska football. This was his dream to play here. He didn't let anybody stand in his way. I also spoke with the lone survivor of the tragic accident that also claimed Michael Sadler's life, Colby Delahousse, the kicker. And he said, those guys were my role models, and he loves to see the tributes displayed by their teams. Eric.
Michelle, thank you so much. It's been a big story all season long, and just the outpouring of love and support for the two punters lost has been remarkable. Divina Zigbo got his first carry. Pick up a 4, second down and 6. Now Zigbo will go to the sideline.
Yeah, he was the workhorse against Oregon. 21 carries, 95 yards.
Chicago native Mikhail Wilbon going to get some playing time. He's in the backfield next to Armstrong. Armstrong's pass bullet caught out in space. That's Alonzo Moore. Good to see him in the mix. He's been banged up over the last couple of days and didn't know if he'd be able to give it a go, but he's out there now. Look at the numbers for Northwestern defensively. They struggled defending the pass. That's to say the least.
Yeah, classic bend but don't break. Not any good in any one category except the most important one.
Yeah.
Defense against the score.
Third down and 1. Armstrong under center. Tight formation, and I don't know. Tyler Lancaster, defensive tackle for Northwestern, got good penetration. And it's going to be 4th down.
Well, Mike Hankwitz gambled here. They didn't even cover up the inside receiver to the wide side of the field, and Nebraska's still on with the run.
Nebraska's going to go for it. The ball's in the 30, 4th down and 1. Mike Riley is rolling the dice early.
Or he's going to try to draw him off sides.
Nope, he's going to go for it. He got it. His quarterback, Tommy Armstrong, 220-pounder, barrels over the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for Nebraska.
Might I say, aggressive call on that position on the field?
He's got gravel in his guts and spit in his eye, taking a chance like that. Well, Mike Riley's been around the block a time or two. Knows when to take a chance. This is actually his first time in Evanston. He has never coached a college game here in Evanston against the Northwestern Wildcats. Carry for Zigbo. Walled up and brought down. Good penetration again. This time Nathan Fox and Jalen Prater combined for the loss.
You know, the way that Mike Hankwitz is making these play calls, it seems like they're squeezing everything to the inside. I think that's why you saw Armstrong on the last series when he kept the ball at the backside, went a big way. Look for them to come back to that.
There's veteran defensive coordinators Mike Hankwitz choosing to do his work down on the field, not up in the press box. 2nd and 11. Oh, bad snap. Armstrong able to pick it up, but he's going to go down. A loss of a bunch. Joe Gaziano. -11 for Nebraska.
Bad snap, a little high. Tommy couldn't handle it. Tried to make something with it.
center position for Nebraska, normally a strength. Dylan Utter, senior captain. But that snap just too high. 3rd and 22. Little crossing route, passes incomplete, trying to squeeze it to Brandon Riley.
Yeah, it went to Brandon Riley, but that was a atypical pass by Tommy Armstrong. He threw that behind him. No way could he handle it.
You know, this drive radically different from the first drive for Nebraska. Remember, they had 3 plays. They were rocking and rolling down the field before the fumble out of the back of the end zone.
But 2 series, 2 self-destructions. Fumble out of the end zone, bad snap right there, poor pass.
Caleb Lightbourne is going to punt it away. Freshman of the week in the Big Ten for his work last week against Oregon. Flynn Nagel back deep to receive for Northwestern. No pressure. Not a great kick. It'll take a good Cornhusker bounce and go out of bounds inside the 40. Halfway through quarter number 1. Northwestern on offense when we come back.
She's unbelievable.
She was in East Lansing for a wonderful tailgate show earlier this morning. Made it here to Northwestern for an evening affair. John Moten IV with that carry. I really like his future. Just a redshirt freshman from St. Louis. He picks up 11.
Well, watch the block of the wide receiver. Great job. He didn't throw it too early. You got to have a little patience there.
Again, tempo a factor for Northwestern. They get a quick one off. Macon Wilson with the catch. Another 11-yard gain. Back-to-back 11-yard gains for Northwestern.
They got him off balance. They've gone to that pass a number of times. But if they get the running game going like you just saw with Moten, that's what makes this offense go.
Designed rollout right side. They pitch it. This is Solomon Vault trying to get to the edge, and he's stripped up.
Well, Mick McCall comes with the option early, and any defensive coordinator you'll talk to will tell you, if a team has the ability to run option, that limits what you can do defensively.
Pick up a 4. Northwestern in the outskirts of field goal range. What a grab! Oh my! Flynn Nagel holds on. First down, Northwestern, 8 more yards.
Well, I'll tell you what made this play go. They came with a blitz, and number 21, Justin Jackson, not only could he run the ball, he picked up that blitz, and linebacker stopped him right in his tracks.
Strong fingertips for Nagel. His 6th catch on the season. Another Chicago kid. He's from Lamont, Illinois. Jackson's got it, breaks the first wall down to the 20. Now, Northwestern's offense spirited on this drive. 9-yard gain for Jackson.
Let's not forget that Oregon rushed for 336 yards against this black shirt defense.
Another dose of Jackson. He's got the first down. Ross Dezuris with the tackle. Northwestern wanted to play fast. The thinking was that maybe Nebraska doesn't have the depth that they've had in years past on that defensive front 4. They thought that if they played quickly, maybe they could tire out the Cornhusker defense. Little pitch and catch. This is Moten. And Moten close to the first down marker.
Northwestern had problems the last couple of weeks protecting the quarterback. And when you get the ball out that fast, you don't have to worry about protection.
Offensive coordinators love this. 2nd down and 1. Thorson gets it away and just mauled is Austin Carr. That fooled no one. Chris Jones has been active in the first quarter. That's a loss of a pair.
Little surprised at this call. You can see it's a run-pass option. He looked to hit the slant in the middle. Wasn't covered, so he went to his outlet. That was covered up also.
Numbers for Northwestern in the red zone. Been a lot of attempts. Just 6 trips to the red zone in the first 3 games. Lamar Jackson comes in as an extra defensive back for Nebraska. Plenty of time for Thorson. Dangerous pass. There were 3 Nebraska defenders factors in the mix. I think Nathan Gary was the one who swatted it away.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it when there's 2 white shirts and 1 purple shirt. And as you're exactly right, there's 3 closing in right there. And Nathan Gary almost had a big pick there.
Here's Jack Mitchell, the former baseballer for the Wildcats, now exclusively a footballer. Just his 4th field goal attempt. He's only 1 for 3 on the season. That's a 27-yarder. Uh-oh. That's a missed opportunity for Northwestern. A 27-yarder is off the mark. Still scoreless. Primetime football from Evanston. 0-0. Nebraska, Northwestern. Beautiful autumn evening here in Evanston, and don't adjust the colors on your TV. There is a lot of red here in Evanston. Big red. We've known this for a long time. They travel well. There's a bunch of Cornhusker fans here, and they were absolutely shocked. First drive of the game, Terrell Newby looked like he was heading in for a touchdown. He fumbled the ball back to the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Yeah, we talked about the big difference in Nebraska. Only 2 turnovers through 3 games, and there's an unforced turnover. Crucial mistake.
Turnovers have just crushed Nebraska in recent years. This year, on the positive side, by a bunch. Devon Zigbo with that carry. Glenn, I know you and I have really enjoyed interacting with a lot of Nebraska fans over the last couple of days. There's a bunch of them to interact with. They have come here in droves with smiles on their faces.
Yeah, I was out to dinner last night, and this guy walked up to me, a former black shirt, Jeff Tomjack, and his beautiful wife. He happened to be from Ewing, Nebraska. Loves the Big Ten Network, and we had a nice discussion.
Handoff. Zigbo's got it for the 2nd straight time. Tackled by Jalen Prater after a gain of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
I mentioned running into the Tom Jackson. They were with one of their friends, and she came up. She, hey, you're the Big Ten Network guy. And she said, you better say something about Ryan Reimers, a good friend of the family, and his great catch against Oregon. His first touchdown catch. So I'm doing it because I don't want that lady after me, I promise you.
3rd and 6. Line to gain is the 30. Oh, bad snap again. Armstrong picks it up. Trying to make something out of nothing. What a great strong throw all the way across the field. It's going to be a 1st down. Alonzo Moore, his 2nd catch, comes back and helps out his quarterback.
But yeah, he's scrambling around here. Mike Riley's probably on the sideline. You see the center, he hit his own butt with the ball. You can't do that. Mike Riley's on the sideline. He sees him running around. He's probably saying, throw it away, throw it away. Oh, nice throw.
That was about a 30-yard throw for an 8-yard gain. 2:50 remaining 1st quarter. Zigbo. Now, we expected Zigbo to get a lot of carries, but I'm not sure we've seen Terrell Newby since he had that big run and then fumbled the ball out of the back of the end zone.
I wonder why. You want to get in the doghouse? You do something like that.
Run.
Yeah, I know that, but you got to get the ball in the end zone, and you know, you send a message to everybody out there. Hey, one of the big emphasis on this team was ball protection, no turnovers. They got a great start. There's no reason for that to happen. So he's sending a message to his entire offensive team there.
2nd down and 8. Armstrong. Pass incomplete. Nice defense by Godwin. Eagle Buchanan, a late flag comes in.
That's awful close.
Pacers are still discussing it.
Yeah, if I'm Mike Hankwitz, I don't like that. You can see Pat Fitzgerald doesn't like it. Especially where the official called it from. Behind the defender.
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
See the throw. I'm sorry. I think that's good defense.
I don't know. It looked like he crashed into him, bent his head forward before the pass got there. Well, it's going to be first down for Nebraska. Ball's on the 46. Another catch made in space by Morgan, trying to shake the first tackler. Can't do it. It's a pickup of 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, you better tackle well if you're Northwestern, because you mentioned before, that ball comes out like a bullet, which means you put it in a skilled receiver's hands real quick, and there's not much help coming inside out on that one. You better get him down.
Stanley Morgan, DeMornay Pierson-El in the game as the receiver. So Zigbo is the I-back, and Armstrong calls his own number. And he is swarmed and brought down. That'll be a loss. Jared McGee, second consecutive week as a starter, makes the play.
When I was watching film in Northwestern, what impressed me was how fast the linebackers and safety, and the term they use is trigger, and you saw the safety come down triggering to make the tackle right around the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 4. Now Terrell Newby checks back into the game next to Armstrong. Jordan Westerkamp has not been targeted so far. Dump off across the middle. This is Newby out of the backfield, and Newby's got the first down. I guess he's out of the doghouse.
Yeah, he's out. Now he's out. Ball's forgotten.
14 yards, pitch and catch.
I'm amazed at the speed and athleticism of guys. You know, here's Newby's 5'10", 200-pound senior, and goes across the middle. And, you know, that's a shoestring tackle. If not, he's going a long way. Maybe all the way to the end zone with the ball this time.
Almost a 4-minute drive right now for Nebraska. Fresh set of downs. Newby, no chance. Caught right at the line of scrimmage. C.J. Robbins, fifth-year senior from Peru, Illinois. And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Just speeding along here.
Yeah.
That was a quick first 15 minutes. So far, absolutely nothing decided. Well, we wouldn't expect any different. These two teams have played absolute nail-biters over the last 5 years. It's a scoreless game. 0-0, and you. Yeah, beautiful Chicago, Illinois. We're just about, 10, 12 miles due north of downtown Chicago. We're in Evanston, and a moment ago, the basketball team, under the dutiful watch of Chris Collins, being announced here and trying to fire up the defense.
They're fired up, aren't they?
Good. Huh? Jeez. That's Vic Law with the phone, Scotty Lindsey.
Put him in.
I'll tell you tell your friends. This is the year for Northwestern basketball, making the NCAA tournament.
I got you. I'm going to write
Circle it on the calendar. Northwestern still on defense, trying to stop the 20th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Scoreless game. Armstrong caught his pass down to the 11-yard line. That's the tight end, Sethan Carter.
You know, you talk to the Nebraska coaches, it seems like second or third phrase that comes out, we have got to get the ball to number 11, Sethan Carter.
27-yard gainer for the senior from New Orleans. Had a career-high 5 catches a week ago against Oregon. First and goal. Newby's got it. He's tackled at the 6. Big-time collision. Jared McGee laying the wood. Pickup of a pair.
Well, you talked about Jared McGee coming down, laying the wood. I'm not sure he laid it or it got laid on him. There's a heck of a contact there.
Red zone. 14 opportunities for Nebraska. They've scored on 11 of them.
They took a knee on one, didn't they? Turnover on another one. They're pretty good down here.
Armstrong looking corner of the end zone. A little bit too strong, looking for Stanley Morgan. Third down and goal.
he say bend, don't break?
You did say that. This would be a big stop for Northwestern if they can keep Nebraska to a field goal attempt. Armstrong tugs at time over the middle. Pass too high for Westerkamp. Westerkamp was open.
He was wide open. Watch it right here. I mean, and that was way high. Come on, man. I'm 6 foot, not 6'4".
So Drew Brown will come on. Solid career for Brown, but not a lot of activity this year. Just a 23-yarder. No worries. First points of the game come in quarter number 2. Mike Riley's Nebraska Cornhuskers, they lead Northwestern 3-0. 13:40 remaining in our first half. Nebraska has drawn first blood. They lead at 3-0. With my partner Glenn Mason, I'm Eric Collins. We've mentioned it a bunch of times. These two teams play close games without fail every year. This game should have had a different score, though. Miller missed opportunities.
Yeah, a little bit. Turnover by Newby going in the end zone, and then you got to credit the Northwestern defense holding them to a field goal right there. But, you know, I'm impressed with the improvement that I've seen prior on film by Northwestern. This up-tempo, their offense is clicking a lot better than has been in the previous 3 games.
Last time Northwestern had the football, they marched all the way down the field and then missed a short 27-yard field goal.
Yeah, that's what gives coaches gray hairs right there, those short missed field goals.
Even when you're as young as Pat Fitzgerald. No chance for a return. Solomon Ball takes a knee. So ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Northwestern led by Clayton Thorson. Trying to solve the riddle of this Nebraska defense. Let's take a look at the numbers so far with 13:40 remaining in our second quarter.
Well, you know, what jumps out at me right there is 67 yards rushing for Nebraska. They want to run the football. They only averaged 180 yards on the ground last year. They're committed to it this year.
Thorson to throw on first down. Has a man wide open. That'll be a first down catch for Austin Carr.
Well, you know, putting him on the move, that helps that offensive line who's had problems protecting the quarterback. That helps them by moving the launch point, and then he finds the open receiver.
Jackson.
Justin Jackson,
Pick up a 4.
You know, you talk about Justin Jackson, how many carries he had last year. He already has over 60 carries this year coming into this game, which tells me he's awful durable, besides being good.
You saw the disparity in time of possession for these two teams. Nebraska's held the ball a lot longer, but Northwestern's actually had the ball a decent amount. This is now the 18th play from scrimmage. They're just playing so much quicker than the Cornhuskers. Jackson, he's got another first down run, finally brought down by Kyron Williams, but a good gain, a pickup of 11.
Well, here's just another indication. You know, when you get a good back and he gets all the way to that second line of defense, in other words, past that defensive line, the guys up front are doing a good job.
Super back Garrett Dickerson in motion. Jackson this time wrapped up. Nathan Gary has been busy right in that box. You're 220 pounds as a safety. You're not afraid to get in there and make a tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was going to say the young fellow, but he's not a young fellow anymore from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 2 interceptions in the Wyoming game. Good football player.
Got 11 career interceptions, does Gary. 4-man rush, no pressure at all on Thorson. He completes it to Flynn Nagel. And that's going to be just shy of the line to gain. It'll bring up a short third down. Josh Banderas, the tackle.
You know, on offensive football, at times you feel like you have a defense off balance. And right now, the way that they're clicking and the way Mick McCall's calling the plays, the Nebraska defense just seems to be back on their heels.
Third down and 1. Michael Rose-Ivy comes in at one of the linebacker spots for Nebraska. Jackson. He got hit hard. There's a flag down. It's going to depend upon the spot whether or not he got the first down. Northwestern's walking backwards.
Holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty, replay third down.
That's an interesting decision there. Nebraska decided to take the penalty. Would have been 4th down and 1 because Jackson didn't actually get the first down.
Yeah, but I think they're probably assuming, you see 68, he just grabs him up right there. He's got him hugged up like he's tackling him. They probably figured that they're going to take it because if not, they're going to go for it on 4th down. So push him on back and play that game.
So instead of 4th and 1, it's 3rd down and 11.
I would have taken the penalty. No decision.
Thorson escapes pressure. Now goes down short of the line to gain. Dedrick Young, the tackle.
He looks slippery there. Wow, I thought he would have tackled about 8 yards back, but watch him right here.
Frida Makamoladu had him in his grasp and couldn't bring him down.
Dedrick Young stayed after him, made the play.
Nice wander comes on. Good morning, Pierson-El. Really good as a returner. Will he get a chance? Fair catch, and it will be Nebraska ball. So Northwestern, 3 trips into Cornhusker territory. They haven't scored so far. 3-0 Huskers. Nebraska on top of Northwestern 3-0. 10:22 remaining second quarter. Let's check in with Michelle McMahon.
Eric, when the Western camp travels to Chicago, they travel deep. That is Jordan's parents, Bob and Kim. How many members of the Western camp family do we see in this arena today?
Big family. We have over 200 people here.
And Dad, what does it mean to watch your son in the final time in Ryan Field?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Last go around here. It's nice that it's by our hometown, so we got the big crowd out here today to support him. But it's going by fast, and we're just enjoying the ride.
You guys are a family of Big Ten college football royalty. What does it make you guys feel like to raise such successful children?
We're so excited. I mean, we're very humbled, and we couldn't ask for a better family.
Bob, Kim, thanks so much for this. Best of luck to your son. Eric?
Great stuff, Michelle. Dropped by Alonzo Moore. Jordan Westerkamp, he grew up actually on this field. He used to come to camps all the time at Northwestern with his great high school football team. He went to Montini Catholic, which is a power out in Lombard, which is suburban Chicago. So he's familiar with this field. He was familiar with the Northwestern program. He just really took a shine to Lincoln.
Yeah, we have asked Pat Fitzgerald, did you recruit him? Are you kidding? He says, I recruited him before he was good.
Second down and 10. Armstrong trying to set up a middle screen. It was delayed a bit, and then eventually, oh my, blown up by Jalen Prater. That was just a bad idea on Prater's watch. He knew what was coming, and he makes Newby pay the price.
Well, in our meeting on Friday, talking to Mike Hankowitz. Oh, man, I heard that all the way up here. But talking to Mike Hankowitz, he said, you know, we've got to be prepared for screens. They do a great job with screens. That's the way they're going to try to control our pass rush and our blitzes.
Third down and 10. Prater getting a blow. Northwestern looking for a stop and getting their offense back on the field. Armstrong, no, batted down at the line. Long arm of the law. No chance at all. So Northwestern will get the ball back. It'll be a 3 and out. Alex Miller credited with knocking that pass down.
Yeah, you tell those guys if you can't get to the passer, then timing-wise, put your hands up. Those guys are tall guys.
Miller getting playing time as a true freshman and making an impact. Lightbourne gets it off. No fair catch called. Flynn Nagel takes it, and he's driven out of bounds. Good starting field position for Northwestern. 34-yard punt, 4-yard return. Well, here's the United States Marine Corps leader of the game. Fifth-year senior for Northwestern, offensive guard Connor Mahoney. He is from Malvern, Pennsylvania. And how about this for a life goal? Pretty lofty. He aspires to be the governor of his home state of Pennsylvania.
Why would he want to do that?
He's already got his undergraduate degree in learning and organizational change. He's currently a graduate student getting his master's in public policy and administration. Pretty cool. Look at Thorson! What kind of speed does a quarterback have? He's got plenty. Touchdown, Northwestern. Thorson had long touchdown runs a year ago in Lincoln against Nebraska. He hits them again.
Well, watch the line pull. The right side pulls around there. What happens is when linemen pull, then the defense have to fit gaps, and those gaps are changing on the run. They didn't do a very good job there. Great call by Mick McCall. Touchdown.
Jack Mitchell, extra points, sails through. And Northwestern, they lead 7-3. Like a bolt of lightning, Clayton Thorson, 42-yarder.
Yeah, watch these guys pull around the center. Brad North, the right guard, Tommy Dawes, big guys pulling around there. Big guys like to pull. 290, 295, get in the way, giving Thorson some room to run. Touchdown.
Thorson from Wheaton, Illinois. There's been some good Big Ten quarterbacks over the years from Wheaton. Of course, you got the great Chuck Long, Iowa Hawkeye. You got Kent Graham, who played at Ohio State back in the late 80s.
And who else? Other than a quarterback. Oh, just quarterback.
It could go Rick Grant.
He could have been a quarterback.
Wheaton, Illinois. Something in the water out there.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about Chuck Long, though, my buddy Chuck Long. I had to coach against him. No one in the history of college football ran the deep post corner better than him.
Wow.
No one in history.
Also, no one in history played in more bowl games as a quarterback than Chuck Long. Played in 5 bowl games as a quarterback. Little factoid. 9:09 remaining in our first half, and finally smiles on that Northwestern sideline. Northwestern trying to jumpstart their season after stumbling their way to a 1-2 non-conference slate. That'll be a touchback. Now just get started conference play. We've got a lot of good ones coming your way next Saturday. We've got a big Saturday of football on BTN at noon Eastern. It's the second-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. They're going to be hosting Rutgers. That'll be followed at 3 o'clock. We got Minnesota and Penn State, and Purdue and Maryland. And then in primetime, it's going to be an angry Michigan State team taking on Indiana. Indiana's not going to be too smiley either.
A lot of angry guys down there in Bloomington, Indiana. And we get to watch it. Get to call it.
Michigan State, an absolute stunner today. What Wisconsin was able to do to them. Tommy Armstrong trying to make like Thorson. He's got the first down and more. Out to the 45. Pickup of 20 for Armstrong.
Well, that's what makes Armstrong so dangerous, and is that he's got this ability, besides being an outstanding passer, and you don't want to give him that much green grass.
4 rushing touchdowns on the year for Armstrong. Biggest one came when his team needed it most last week against Oregon. Newby. Gain of 1 maybe. Nate Hall the tackle.
All defenses want to keep the guy with the ball going east and west. In other words, toward the sidelines. When they have the ability to turn north and south, go toward that goal line pass, that's what causes problems.
Westerkamp in the slot. Top of your screen. Nebraska keeps it on the ground. Newby struggles forward. Crosses the 50, a pickup of 5. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, you see Anthony Walker Jr., and I mentioned before, he was banged up in 2-day camp, so he got a little slow, but watch him play square, and here they come. You see Walsh coming in there, staying square, and then, you know, one thing about Anthony Walker Jr., he gets his hands on you. He's not going to let go until you go down.
Nebraska just 2 for 6, converting 3rd downs so far today. Bullet pass caught. That'll be a 1st down for Nebraska. Morgan with another catch. He's been the busiest receiver for Nebraska. A gain of his uniform number, 8 yards.
Yeah, Stanley Morgan Jr., you mentioned it's another bullet going out there. Perfect pass right to his hands, which enables that receiver to put it away quick, turn toward the goal line, and get some extra yards.
Heck of a tackle by Trey Williams. They like him. Pat Fitzgerald giving Williams his 2nd consecutive start. Williams graded out well last week against Duke. Mikhail Wilbon is the I-back. Wilbon's got it. He's upended. Fun game for Wilbon. He is a Chicagoan. He went to De La Salle Institute on the south side. Wonderful academic school.
He's going to go through there, and you're going to see the safety trigger down right away. That makes it a 9-man front. That's tough sledding.
Zigbo in the game. It's going to be a pass. Armstrong in trouble. Just has to throw it away and live to fight another day. Jalen Trader continues his busy night. He was in hot pursuit.
Well, you'll see it right here. The left guard misses the linebacker coming on the blitz. That's Prater. And smart decision by Armstrong. You know, you just got to throw it away downfield, out of bounds, past the line of scrimmage.
Prater wears that 51. That's the same number that Pat Fitzgerald wore during his Hall of Fame career as a linebacker at Northwestern. A lot of pressure when you wear 51 here in Evanston. 3rd down and 8. Incomplete off the fingertips, intended for Pierson-El.
Armstrong's not happy about something. Looked like good coverage.
I think he thought that maybe it was a little too handsy. Montre Hardage on the coverage.
Yeah, that was okay. You got to play football. They can let you be handsy. You just can't grab.
Lightborn. Lynn Nagel back at the 10-yard line to receive for Northwestern. And the punt sails out of bounds. It'll be spotted at about the 11-yard line. Just a 27-yard punt. Northwestern, a touchdown. Last time they had it. They're on offense when we return. Now it's that special time of year again. BTN's original series is back. It's the show with an unprecedented look inside the Big Ten season. It's the Journey, Big Ten Football 2016, and it's going to return Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. You can also catch exclusive show content on BTN to go. If they had that show back when you were coaching in Minnesota, oh man, I would have paid money to see the inner workings of your coach's room, talking the guys up.
I would have paid to see it too.
Clayton Thorson had a touchdown run a moment ago. He leads the charge starting on the 11-yard line. Jackson tackled for a loss.
You know,
Williams got in the backfield to make that play.
Over the years, when I think of the identity of this Northwestern offense of Mick McCall, I think of those time short passes, those slant routes, and then the run and the running of the quarterback. And, you know, based on what we've seen prior to this game, they're improving in all 3 areas.
Dan Purcell could do them both. Kane Coulter could do them both. Jackson in trouble. That just was doomed. No movement on the line at all. Jackson fortunate to pick up 2 yards.
Yeah, it's awful tough, or it has been awful tough.
Timeout, injured defensive player.
For the running game, running lateral that long against a Cornhusker defense that has really good athletes. And
Kyron Williams is being looked at on the sideline for Nebraska. Junior's played really well so far this season. On third down, throwing from his own end zone. There's a flag down. Pass is knocked away by Gary. But there is a flag down.
Chop block.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 69 and 71. The penalties decline, fourth down.
Guts to the line, Brad North and Tommy Doles.
Well, you got to watch the center and the right guard. The center goes low. Really, the right guard is trying to get his guy that's looping around the back and ran into him. So it sure wasn't intentional, but I can see why the official called it.
Nice wander from the end zone. Returnable. Nope. Pierson-El waves for the fair catch right at midfield. Punt of 39 yards. And Nebraska will be on offense. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Rick Pizzo, Stanley Jackson, and Howard Griffith. They'll be along from our Chicago studio with all the scores, highlights, and news from around the Big Ten. That's how we got here, Coach.
Well, you see right here, this newbie going in the end zone there. Didn't hold on to the ball, so that's a turnover. And then Clayton Thorson, man, he making it look like he can run as good as the guy playing for the other team, Armstrong.
Armstrong finds his tight end. That's Sam Cotton. Cotton barrels down inside the 40. Pickup of 11 yards for Cotton. His first catch tonight. His first catch of the year.
You talk about a guy who comes from a football family. Sam Cotton, Barney Cotton, his dad, longtime coach, and making it happen, put that ball away. That's what Barney's saying. Got to protect that football.
That's some tall Cotton right there. 6'5", 250-pounder is Sam Cotton. Armstrong still has it. Armstrong inside the 20. Armstrong! Did he get there? Not quite. He's out of bounds inside the 5 at the 2. 37-yard scamper for Tommy Armstrong.
Yeah, again, when you think about, he threw for over 3,000 yards a year ago, 60 touchdown passes on his career. You forget about just what type of runner he is. Looks like he stepped out of bounds, but you see him run like that, and you almost say Tommy Frazier rather than Tommy Armstrong. You remember him?
Oh, yes.
Boy, do I remember him.
Whenever you do a Northwestern game, it's only a matter of time until you get the Freudian slip and you think of Tommy Frazier. What a great player he was. Carry for a zip ball. Battling. No signal. Is the ball loose?
It's loose.
Northwestern says they have it. No signal. They were letting that scrum just happen. I thought that forward progress had been stopped. This is going to be interesting. They never whistled him down.
Rolling on the field is a fumble into the end zone, recovered by the defense, is a touchback.
Oh, twice in the first half, Nebraska fumbles into the end zone for a touchback. I don't know how they didn't call forward progress stopped. But no whistle blew. The ball comes out, and it's going to be a touchback. Missed opportunity again for the Huskers.
Zig ball.
The ruling of a touchback is under further review.
Yeah, the ball clearly comes out and is clearly recovered by Northwestern. That's Joseph Jones on the recovery. It was ripped out by Brett Walsh.
Yeah. Well, you can see the ball right there being recovered. And you're exactly right. Brett Walsh, the redshirt junior from California, ripped it out. It's out. Right there, and it's in the end zone. I think they got it right on the field.
Let's check in quickly with Dick Honig, our rules analyst. Dick, I know no whistle blew down on the field. You can't review forward progress being stopped. Am I right?
Yeah, you could review forward progress if it was across the goal line. That gives you the one option, the first down, the line to gain, or the goal line. Forward progress can be determined by replay. The question is, though, do you have forward progress? How many times have we seen a play like this where the scrum just kind of moves into the end zone? And so they kind of let this play go a little longer than normal.
After review, the ruling of a touchback stands. First down, Northwestern.
What a great break for Northwestern.
Yeah, and Joseph Jones recovered it, but Brett Walsh is the guy that made it happen, stripping the ball out.
So, Nebraska still has not scored a touchdown. Nebraska a week ago put 35 on the Oregon Ducks. They had 52 on Wyoming in week 2, 43 against Fresno State, but only 3 points here in the first half against Northwestern. Thorson to throw, wants a bunch, has a man. His pass is dropped. That was the superback Dickerson.
Eric, you mentioned before about possession time. I've always thought possession time could be very misleading. Turnovers are critical.
Nebraska had done a wonderful job of protecting the football through the first 3 non-conference games. Jackson. It'll be 3rd down and long.
To me, where they've got the yardage, Northwestern, the positive yardage has been when they've run Jackson straight up the middle, or Clayton Thorson keeping it out on the back end, or a design run pulling the lineman. That's what Nebraska's had problems with.
Four-man rush. Incomplete pass was behind Jackson. Even if Jackson had made the catch, Dedrick Young was real nearby, and he probably would have stopped Jackson short of the line to gain.
You go back to those 2 fumbles on awful good drives by Nebraska. It plays to right we're talking about with Northwestern with that bend but don't break. Make something happen or figure the other team's going to mess up before they get in the end zone, and then defense against the score looks pretty good.
Second consecutive 3 and out for the Northwestern offense since the touchdown by Thorson. Bouncing kick goes out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Wow, twice Nebraska with fumbles near the goal line.
Well, he just had his left hand and couldn't hold on to it. This you got to credit the Northwestern defense. They stopped them at the line of scrimmage and they gang tackled, and Walsh just ripped the ball out. Good defense.
It was actually the safety, it was Igwebuike, who got credited with the, I misspoke originally and said that it was Walsh. It was 16, not 10. So it's Igwebuike with the forced fumble and recovery by Jones. 2:23 remaining. Should be plenty of time for this style of offense for Nebraska. Armstrong wants a bunch. Double move. Has a man. It's Moore. He's got it. Moore tackle at the 40.
Nebraska.
Well, they go after Trey Williams. He's mentioned before, young guy, redshirt freshman from the Plains, Ohio. And, you know, Duke tested him last week, and he held up pretty good, but he just flat beat right here.
I think that ball actually glanced off the face mask of Moore before it hit his hands. 59 yards for Moore. He was questionable whether or not he's going to be able to go. He's been banged up. First down and goal. Newby. Can he hold on to it? He does! Touchdown, Nebraska! Finally, these Cornhusker fans, something to put their hands together for. After 286 total yards of offense, Nebraska finally has their first touchdown.
Well, he's not going to be denied right here, but you can see he's not going to reach the ball across. He's going to tuck it on up and make sure he has two hands on it, not one. You talk about scoring fast. Wow.
First rushing touchdown of the season for Terrell Newby. Perfect extra point for Drew Brown. The 20th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers can breathe a little bit easier. They finally scored a touchdown. They lead Northwestern 10-7. Final 1:01 remaining in our first half. Terrell Newby, first rushing touchdown of the season. He gives Nebraska a 10-7 lead. It was Newby who fumbled at the goal line after a long gain back in the first quarter. That was the first of two touchbacks for Nebraska. They finally break the seal, and they lead by 3. 101 seconds remaining in our first half.
Yeah, you know, as a coach, Mike Rowley, you start looking at the scoreboard and say this is a close game, and we should be going in at halftime with a big lead here, or at least a comfortable lead. I shouldn't say a big lead.
Solomon Vaught has 3 return touchdowns in his career. Trying to add to that total here. Brings that out of the end zone. Upended as he crosses the 20. Last 2 drives for Northwestern. They haven't done much of anything. A couple of 3-and-outs. Yikes.
Yeah, you don't want to put that defense right back on the field, obviously, and got to move the chains, get some first downs, and you think about what has worked. It's the quarterback carrying the ball with some linemen pulling and some quick passes.
Northwestern has all 3 timeouts. Let's see how aggressive they are. Crossing route, pass is complete. Austin Carr. Carr has been relatively quiet in our first half.
Well, they went to the empty set, no backs in there whatsoever. 5 quick receivers, sent guys vertical and took Carr underneath.
4-man rush. Oh, dangerous pass. This one caught by Andrew Scanlon. Closing defender almost had a pick.
Yeah, they anticipated that throw and broke on it.
Clock continues to move. Open man is Nagel, trying to get out of bounds. Good fight. Late flag comes in. This may be a face mask. And Nagel's at the 41. It was Aaron Williams trying to bring Nagel down. Yep. That's going to be a face mask on Williams.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 24, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That turns a 17-yard gain into a 32-yard gain.
And you saw in the replay, how about the effort by Flynn Nagel? Battling.
That's That's the first penalty of the night for Nebraska. Pressure's on. Blitz is picked up. Thorson. Now he goes down. Kevin Maurice. And Northwestern calls timeout.
Northwestern, they're first.
We'll take it with him. Back in a moment.
Timeout.
58 seconds remaining, second quarter. Nebraska on top of Northwestern by 3. Tommy Armstrong has been special as per usual. But right now, the Nebraska defense looking for a stop. Second down at 16. Northwestern, after calling a timeout, let's see what the thought process is. 5-man rush. Thorson in trouble, goes down again. Kevin Maurice, 2 straight sacks.
Well, this was a big concern for Northwestern coming in this game. Could they protect Thorson in the pocket? Now, they've done a pretty good job all night up into this series.
Maurice has been a handful. 3rd and 22. Catch is made by Carr. He's not enough for the first down, but maybe in field goal range now.
Well, you remember the strategy with talking to Pat Fitzgerald. He said on field goal, if it's not inside the 30, we're not even going to try it.
Well, now they are. They're at the 23. This would likely be a 40-yard field goal. Now, Mitchell's hardly been a sure thing. 4 attempts on the season. He's just 1 for 4. Missed a 27-yarder in the first quarter.
Looks like the wind is with him.
And a timeout.
The breeze is with him.
Timeout. Nebraska, they're first. This is a 30-second timeout.
Now, what a play by Thorson and Carr on 3rd and 22 to get 15 yards back. That makes a world of difference. You give yourself a chance at a field goal now.
Right before they have to get, and really when you got the ball in that situation, I mean, you'd like a touchdown, but from an offensive standpoint, you say, hey, just move the ball, manage the clock, give us a chance at a field goal right before the half. If we do that, you've done your job offensively.
Yeah, when we get to the second half, Northwestern's going to have the football. So they get a field goal here. They tied at 10, and they start with the ball on offense in the 3rd quarter. They got a puncher's chance then.
Life
40-yarder for Mitchell.
Life of the kicker right here.
Oh, it's a fake. Mitchell. And they're not going to get it. Trying to get fancy, it doesn't work. That was actually the holder, Matt McCucci, who caught the pass. Whale of a catch, but nowhere close to the first down.
Yeah, it was well executed, but it was well executed defensively, too. It goes what we talked about before. Pat Fitzgerald said, you know, long field goals, we just don't have a lot of confidence right now. They had a chance. 2 defenders out there. Good play.
It's one of the best catches we've seen all night long. McCucci's got some fingers. I guess he's the holder. He better be a good catcher of the football.
Timeout. Nebraska, they're second.
All right, Coach, you were the coach of the year in 3 different conferences, the MAC, the Big 8, the Big 10. Why would you call a timeout in a situation like this?
Why would I wouldn't do it.
Well, what happened is they have 6 guys in the field.
Either that or maybe the play was sent in and Mike Riley says, no, we're not going to do that here. You know, sometimes offensive coordinators don't see the big picture and the head coach has got to overrule them. I don't know if that's the case or not, but if I had to guess, most likely you get the ball back here, even though sometimes when you're playing at home, if you take a knee or do something real conservative, your fans will boo. But, you know, you're in shape here. You're going to go into halftime leading by 3, and that's what they're going to do. I think Mike overruled whatever the coordinator called. That's his prerogative. He's the head coach.
Well, that's going to do it. Couple of quarters, 30 minutes in the books.
And as we expected, things are tight here in Evanston. They generally are when it's the battle of the NUs. Nebraska 10, Northwestern 7. Stay tuned for the Buffalo Wild Wings halftime report. Rick, Stanley, and Howard, they're coming up next. Saturday night under the lights here in Evanston. Northwestern hosting a good one. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, visitors from Lincoln. Only 10 first half points. They lead the Wildcats 10-7. Take a look at our Quicken Loans quarterback comparison. Talk about Tommy Armstrong and Clayton Thorson.
Well, they've both got the ability to hurt you on the ground. You saw that deep pass to Lonzo Moore from Tommy Armstrong. And Clayton Thorson, if anybody doesn't think he can't run, if that offensive line gives him some room, he could be the X factor in the second half for the Wildcats.
Those two quarterbacks are the leading rushers for their teams. Armstrong with 75 rushing yards, Thorson with 36 rushing yards.
Well, I'm not sure how Pat Fitzgerald and the Wildcat fans feel about that, but I can assure you that the Cornhusker faithful, they like what they call the I-back to be the leading rusher in their organization.
There have been some great ones over the years. Who'd you play against when you were coaching out there in the Big 8 when you were at Kansas? Which vintage I-back was that?
Too many of them to remember.
Well, you missed Rozier. You missed I.M. Hip.
Yeah, well, they were all good.
Let's go down to the field side and check in with Michelle McMahon.
Guys, I caught up with both coaches at the half, starting with Pat Fitzgerald. He said the protection with Clayton Thorson is fine. He has to get rid of the ball. He was adamant about that last possession. He also spoke about this game coming down to turnovers. Mike Riley, on the other hand, on that late decision with the timeout, I asked him about that. He said, well, I made that decision. I thought we might take a shot at it. In the first half, he addressed those squandering scoring opportunities. He knew it'd be a battle, but they have to stop beating themselves, guys.
Michelle, thank you for the intel. It's going to be Northwestern starting with the football to begin this third quarter. Well, with all the action going on around the conference, your good friend is BTN to Go. BTN to Go is now fully customizable for your team. Check out all the new features of the app. You can watch live games and get daily exclusive video from BTN, as well as fresh, real-time social content about your school, stories from BTN.com, and much, much more. Update yours or download the app today. It's available in the App Store and Google Play.
I love it.
Good stuff.
I love it. I wish I would have invented that.
I wonder if you update to Nebraska colors, if it's got that metallic chrome that they're showing off today with this alternate jersey they're wearing.
No, it's just red. I promise you. Mike Riley, Pat Fitzgerald, both trustees of the American Football Coaches Association.
Very well respected, both are. Opportunity for Solomon Vault. Starts at the 1-yard line. He's been a good one over the years. Vault's got a crease. Vault out across the 30. Out to the 35. Spins to the 36. Good starting field position for Northwestern.
Yes, Solomon Vault, a running back, switched to wide receiver. Looks like a running back there. Could play running back.
Chris Weber on the tackle. And here comes Northwestern. Playing without a couple of tailbacks who are going to be out for a while. Warren Long and Austin Anderson not in uniform. So it's been a heavy dose of Justin Jackson with just a smattering of John Moulton IV. This is Jackson. Tries the left side. Justin Jackson carried the football 11 times in the first half. Had just 35 yards next to his name. That's an atypical evening. This is a guy who's already 4th all-time at Northwestern in rushing yards, just beginning his junior season.
Well, I mentioned earlier how many times they give Justin Jackson the ball, and must be in awful good shape, that guy.
Thorson throws a bullet over the head of the intended receiver, Austin Carr.
There's been a number of times talking about Justin Jackson, and he's been awful good in blitz pickup also.
There's a flag down. Came down late. Ron Snodgrass with the call.
Personal foul Hands to the face. Defense, number 91. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Freedom Akinmoladun. So that's a big penalty. Northwestern has benefited from the few Nebraska penalties that there have been.
Point of emphasis in the offseason because Nebraska was the most penalized team in the league last year, 94 penalties.
That's just the second penalty against Nebraska, but both of them 15-yarders. Jackson, oh, good power. This kid's only 193 pounds, but he's running with force. Runs on top of Kyron Williams to pick up of 11.
Yeah, you can see it here. Man, Kyron Williams he's a big safety, 195 pounds.
That's the way Mike Adamle used to run the football. Here's Jackson. He gets down inside the 25. Another gain of double digits. This time 12 yards.
Here's what I was talking about before, Eric. It seems to me Northwestern, when they get that ball going north and south rather than east and west, the lateral stuff hasn't worked. It's this stuff that really is being effective against the Cornhuskers.
Ball on the 23. Super back. Dickerson in motion. Why not? They keep it with Jackson. This time he's ridden down. Mick Stoltenberg. No gain. Stoltenberg, 6'5", 290, sophomore from Gretna, Nebraska. They love him. Mark Banker, the defensive coordinator, gushing about his progress. Thornton by himself in the backfield. Bullet pass, intercepted. Picked off Aaron Williams. Nebraska's got the football. Thornton throws his third interception of the season.
Yeah, and he had good protection right here. And not exactly sure what he saw there. You can see that, I mean, it was overthrown, and if it would have been thrown on the money, you got the safety coming underneath. You've got to read that coverage.
First interception of the season for Aaron Williams. And now Nebraska on the field offensively for the first time in the second half. Armstrong keeps it himself. And Armstrong, a design quarterback run, gets huge yards on first down. That's 16 yards for Nebraska.
Yeah, you got to remember something. Here's Tommy Armstrong. He's 6'1", 220 pounds. You can see the force that he has. It's hard to knock him backwards.
Closing in on a 100-yard day, rushing the football. Ozigbo. Tackled by Anthony Walker Jr. and Jared McGee. First down gain of 6 yards. You'll take that if you're in Nebraska.
Yeah, if I was Mike Riley here, the way I've got the running game going, if I was going to throw it, I'd take a deep shot again. I'm running for 4, 5, 6 yards a clip. If I'm going to throw it deep.
Deep threat, top of your screen, Alonzo Moore. Play action. Looking for the deep ball. Pass is complete to Moore. Nope, it's not. It skips in front of Stanley Morgan. He was open, but Armstrong just didn't get it there.
Yeah, that was the outlet. He was going for the deep ball and came back to a wide open receiver. And by all rights, should have been a completion. Poorly thrown football.
3rd and 4.
Now you go back to running your offense.
Gordon Westerkamp has been silent. No catches in the first half for Westerkamp. Quarterback run. Armstrong, the first down, and then some. Igwebuike with the stop, but another big gainer. Armstrong's over 100 yards rushing. That's a pickup of 12.
Yeah, they motioned. Ozigbo out of the backfield to an empty, and any time in that situation when you go empty, if the linebacker runs with him, those guys up front, the defensive linemen, have to think quarterback draw.
So defensive line has to stem quarterback runs.
Absolutely.
Not much doing for Ozigbo. How about this for Tommy Armstrong? He's got 5 runs tonight of 10 or more yards. That's your quarterback.
He's a big quarterback. I told you, he's 220 pounds.
Oh, he can sing it too.
Well, that's what makes spread offenses. Any defensive guy will tell you, if you have a quarterback that can and will run the football, that's what really makes it tough. Spread them out, and there's an extra ball carrier.
Ozigbo. Tackled by Anthony Walker. No gain. Let's check in with Michelle.
Eric, I just caught up with Kyle Cairo, the injured safety on the sideline. I asked him, how does this defense approach a quarterback like Tommy Armstrong? He said, when Tommy scrambles, watch for the deep ball. The defensive backs need to stay on their man forever. He also says the D-line need to contain him in the pocket. Do not let him break the pocket. He said this game comes down to our defensive backs. The most concerning area was the deep balls, Eric.
Pearls of wisdom, thank you. 3rd down and 8. Armstrong has a man, has a first down, running free in the secondary. Big gain inside the 10, and finally dragged down is Brandon Riley. Flag comes down late. He was tackled by the collar. And Jared McGee was just trying to save a touchdown.
Personal foul, horse collar, tackle, defense.
So
number 22, half the distance to the goal, first down.
And you look at Brandon Riley right here. We were talking to Danny Langsdorff, and he's talking about he hoped to get him back. He said, he is our deep ball threat. No one runs faster than him.
Actually tackled him by the small of the back. They called the foul on Parker Westfall. It actually was Jared McGee on the tackle, but that was nowhere close to. Both hands are right on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
It was an awkward landing, which made it look like a horse collar. Well, because the ball was inside the 10 anyway, not much of an advancement on the penalty. This is Newby. And Newby is walled up. No gain for Newby. He's not a newbie, by the way. He's a senior. It's his final year of eligibility. Trying to finish off his style.
You know, I keep looking at these inside runs, and just about every one of them, when Tommy Armstrong fakes coming out the back end, it looks like if he'd have the ball, he'd walk in the end zone.
Design rollout for Armstrong. Back of the end zone. Too high again for Westerkamp. That's the second time they tried to get the Chicago kid Westerkamp a touchdown. Both times Armstrong's had it sail high.
Yeah, way high. And, you know, again, here's red zone, and you run the ball, you throw an incomplete pass, a bad pass. He has no chance at that one, and it puts you in a 3rd down, and that's a 3rd and long to get down in the red zone for the Earth.
Would be a huge victory for Northwestern to hold Nebraska to a field goal. End zone touchdown, Nebraska. Ethan Carter. Why not go to your tight end in the red zone? Carter, his first touchdown of the season.
I mentioned it before. All the offensive coaches, Nebraska said, this guy, number 11, Seton Carter, is a weapon. We've got to get him the ball. And, you know, down there in the red zone, 6'4", 240, and he's a really good athlete. Hard to cover. Mismatch.
So Northwestern, they throw an interception into the end zone. Nebraska gets the football. They march all the way down, and they score a touchdown. That's a big-time swing.
Momentum changer.
Extra point is good. Largest lead of the night for either side. 10-point lead for the Cornhuskers. Nebraska, they go 3 for 3 on third downs on that drive alone, and they lead 17-7. Big Red loving it. Nebraska leading Northwestern 17-7. Touchdown pass, Tommy Armstrong to Sethan Carter. First time that pair has connected this season.
For Northwestern, Flynn Nagel and Solomon Bolt.
Drew Brown will kick it off. Dangerous Solomon ball. Back deep for Northwestern. This will not be ball. Instead, Flynn Nagel. And Nagel out to the 33. And there is a flag down on the field.
During the return, personal foul, illegal hands to the face, receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that makes things even more difficult for Northwestern, already down by 10.
The foul's on their kicking team, first down.
That's the third 15-yard penalty against Nebraska.
You can see it. Oh, I think there's two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I think there's two of them to the face mist. Yeah.
Well, take your pick. Maybe that's why they didn't defend one number. There's two guys.
Two for the price of one. It's a bargain.
So only 3 penalties so far for Nebraska, but they've totaled 45 yards of progress for Northwestern. So good starting field position for the Wildcats. And look at that. Big gainer on first down. Austin Carr with the catch. James will move a pickup of 18 yards. Northwestern playing with tempo all game long, trying to speed things up and possibly tire out Nebraska. Out of bounds while making the catch, so no catch by Carr. Didn't know where he was.
You know what I like? Clayton Thorson throws the interception. Bad decision. Down in the end zone, they get the ball back and right back out throwing the football.
Carr asked to come out. He's replaced by Flynn Nagel. Superback Garrett Dickerson also checks into the game. Thorson's got it. And he's whacked. Gary came up from the safety spot after a 6-yard gain. You mentioned it, Gary, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
And they say he's the communicator, the quarterback of the defense. He gets them all lined up.
Thorson. Good play call. Well-designed play and well-executed. Flynn Nagel has a first down.
Well, you can see the game plan. They had problems in previous games protecting Thorson, so there's a lot more of moving the pocket with him to help out those offensive linemen.
Play action. Touchdown, Northwestern, Austin Carr. .24-yard touchdown. Clayton Thorson to Austin Carr.
To use one of your favorite phrases, he made it look easy.
It was the penalty on the kickoff coverage by Nebraska. They gave Northwestern field position and seemed to give them life. Jack Mitchell's had a bit of an adventure so far this evening. Oh, and the troubles continue. This is not the type of adventure that Pat Fitzgerald wants from his kicking game.
a missed extra point, which was a dead shank. So Northwestern, they have to settle for 6th. Austin Carr, 3rd touchdown of the season. 4-point game at Evanston. Clayton Thorson and Northwestern refusing to go away. They answer a Nebraska touchdown with a touchdown of their own. They do miss the extra point. 4-point lead for Nebraska. Jack Mitchell will kick things off. Wind. Let's see what Mitchell's got. Spinning kick into the end zone. It's Trey Bryant going to bring it out. Line crosses the 20. Let's go down. Check in with Michelle.
Thanks, Eric. 2 former Northwestern players join me now, Cam Dickerson and Kyle Prater. Cam, starting with you, what is it like to be back for a game like this on the sideline?
Oh, it's awesome to be back. You know, we always look forward to the Nebraska game. It's exciting to get back on the sidelines, see a great game. Hopefully the Cats go ahead and pull this one out.
And Kyle, you're not playing with the Saints. How did Northwestern prepare you to make it to the next level?
They prepared me very well. You know, it's just awesome to come back and, you know, be on the sideline and, you know, come back and support and, you know, and show the love that we have for the Cats. So, you know, they definitely prepared me well at the next level, and not only on the football field, but just in life in general. So it's just good to be back out here.
Gentlemen, thanks so much. Eric, 2 great wide receivers here.
Michelle, thank you so much. Jordan Westerkamp, a great receiver in his own regard. That's his first catch of the night. Westerkamp picks up 13 yards. Senior from Lombard, Illinois. That's suburban Chicago. Went to Montini Catholic and was elite as a high school player.
Had 137 catches, which is a bunch coming into this game.
Michelle McMahon talking to his family earlier today. A whole bunch of Westerkamps and family and friends in the building tonight. Armstrong's got it. Already over 100 yards rushing. It's a good game for him on first down. He's out to the 41-yard line. 7 more yards next to his name. Xavier Washington on the tackle.
His mom said they had 200 family members here.
That's a lot.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. That's a lot easier to get to Evanston from Lombard than it is Lincoln. 2nd and 3. Mikhail Wilbon getting an opportunity. And Wilbon has the first down. He's out to the 48. Wilbon has not seen a lot of playing time this year. Had just 1 carry on the season. But he gets playing time here in his hometown. He's a Chicago guy, city boy. He's from De La Salle Institute on the south side. Fresh set of downs for Nebraska. Wilbon again. Another first down for the Huskers.
Well, what happened there, credit Nebraska's offensive line, because the Wildcats came with a blitz. They pumped both linebackers up the middle, picked it up, and then look at that block. Yeah. He caught Nathan Fox and put him right on his back.
Offensive line for Nebraska starting to wear down Northwestern. Gates, Hahn, Utter, Farmer, and Neville doing a good job on this drive. Gain of maybe a yard for Wilbon. Joseph Jones, the tackle. Missed the first half. Nebraska had 2 significant opportunities to score touchdowns, but they fumbled the ball into the end zone.
Officials timeout.
Lineman down for Nebraska. That's Tanner Farmer.
I can't believe you've done this.
This is an official timeout as Farmer's being looked at. We'll take a timeout. 4:54 remaining in our third quarter. Starting right guard for Nebraska, Tanner Farmer is being looked at.
Yeah, I'm no doctor, but it looks like they're working on his ankle. But you know, when you're a cheeseburger under 300 pounds, you twist your ankle, it's hard to put any weight on it.
Corey Whitaker, senior from Murrieta, California, just outside of LA. He comes in to replace Tanner Farmer. He'll play right guard. Nebraska perfect 3-0. Wins over Fresno State, Wyoming, and Oregon. But in a battle tonight. Second down and 10. And around. This is the tight end, Sethan Carter. And Carter down to the 21. Not many tight ends in the country get the ball and end around.
No, and really a nifty play. Good ball handling there by Tommy Armstrong. You can see they fake it. He comes around and he fakes the pass out to the left. And you understand why these coaches keep saying, hey, we got to get the ball to number 11. That big fella can motor.
It's been almost exclusively Mikhail Wilbon on this drive as the I-back for Nebraska. Armstrong keeps it himself. And he's forced out of bounds. Trailing on the play, Jared McGee, but a gain of 5.
High snap again. Well, you're going to get that down a little bit. Most times they want it a little high because then that way the quarterback can keep his eyes focused where he's supposed to be downfield, but not where he has to bring his eyes up over his head.
6 straight runs for Nebraska. Quick catch and run. Trying to get Des Moines Pierson-El in space, and he's got another first down.
You talk about a guy that he puts smiles on his face when you talk about Pierson-El coming on back, not only on the offense, but man, is he dangerous in the kick game. Ask Pat Fitzgerald if he's back there returning punts. He says, we're going to angle it toward the sideline out of bounds. Exciting player coming back off a injury, and all he needs is some confidence. That's what Mike Riley says.
First down and goal. Another end around. This is Westerkamp. Westerkamp. Touchdown, Nebraska. They've been trying to get Westerkamp into the end zone in front of his home fans. And he's finally there, and he does it via the rush.
And I'm going to tell you, Stanley Morgan Jr. is the guy responsible. He went in and sealed the corner, the edge of the defense, and came back out, and he looked like an offensive tackle block in there. Look at this. Watch him keep going. He's fighting, put his man on the end zone.
Extra point is good, and it's now an 11-point lead. Jordan Westerkamp, the touchdown, putting Big Red up by 11. Nebraska ranked for the first time under head coach Mike Riley. First time they've been ranked since the tail end of 2014, trying to remain that way. They've got an 11-point lead on the pesky Northwestern Wildcats. No return. Vault takes a knee. And there is Tanner Farmer being helped into the locker room. Bittersweet drive for Nebraska. Touchdown by Westerkamp. But right guard Tanner Farmer being helped off the field. Still plenty of time for Northwestern. Northwestern scored a touchdown last time they had the football. Touchdown pass, Thorson to Carr. Jackson.
Well, you wonder why this works. I tell you, it's not all Westerkamp, but look at the blocking. Look at Stanley Morgan Jr. He looks like an offensive tackle out there over the end zone. If you don't think he's not fired up about that, that'll be played in the film room many times.
Justin Jackson gets enough for the first down. The chains will move for Northwestern. We saw Joshua Kalu, one of the corners, leave the field for Nebraska earlier in this third quarter. In case you're wondering, he's back on the field for the Cornhuskers. Jackson, walled off, goes down. Kevin Maurice with the stop. Let's check in with Michelle.
Eric, a quick update on the kicking game for Northwestern. Matt McCucci, I am told, will be going in for Jack Mitchell, so keep a lookout for that change. He is warming up on the sideline.
Matt McCucci's actually the holder. He's also the backup kicker. I wonder if they're going to switch spots and Mitchell's going to be the holder. That would be interesting. See what happens. Thorson. Pass underneath is caught by Carr. And all of a sudden, Northwestern moving the football again.
The old saying about either you're getting better or you're getting worse, there's no doubt in my mind that Northwestern is taking big steps forward in this game compared to the previous 3 games offensively, what they're trying to get done.
Big 3rd down and 1. Thorson keeps it. Oh, my. Gave himself up and still got whacked. That was Kyron Williams, who just couldn't slow down.
That's new this year. Protected when you slide. Slid awful late, though.
Yeah. With that much of a late slide, it's awfully hard for a safety barreling forward to slow down. So no flag throw.
Good no call by the official. No penalty. I mean, the defensive guys got to play. I mean, you can see they're trying to pull off, but they don't know if the quarterback's going to keep running or not.
1st down and 10. Thorson keeps it. Banderas rides him down. Josh Banderas been around for a while. Played a lot of good football for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, right from Lincoln. He's a Cornhusker through and through. His dad played for the Cornhuskers.
Called Bando. Thorson still has it. Out in space, the pass bounces in front of Solomon Ball. So it's 3rd down and 8. Line to get to the 42. And we are going to have to wait this one out. There's a timeout on the field.
Timeout, Nebraska. Their first 30-second timeout.
But they call timeout. This becomes a critical down 3rd and long. And Nebraska on defense didn't get lined up properly. One of the defensive backs was on the wrong side. They started motioning them over on the other side. You could see they were all looking at each other, probably looking at Nathan Gary. How we doing? And coach on the sideline says, timeout. Let's get straightened out here.
Yeah, you can see the Cornhuskers looking around and running around and waving arms.
Come on, man, get over here.
Now, Mike Riley is known as a great offensive mind, but he actually was a defender as a college player. Was
at Alabama.
At Alabama, playing for Bear Bryant. He was in the secondary. 3rd down and 8. Thorson gets it off. Incomplete. Chris Jones colliding with Solomon Bolt. And it's now 4th down and 8. The punt unit will come on for Northwestern.
Well, Northwestern ran a crosser, and he thinks he's got his man beat. The quarterback thinks he's got his man beat, which he does, but you got to see the corner, too. The corner was rolled up. He was anticipating that they would be in man coverage and going off with the receiver.
Chris Jones has proven to be a very physical cornerback. And again, confusion for Nebraska.
Timeout, Nebraska. Their second 30-second timeout.
So Nebraska's used 2 timeouts in about 20 seconds of game time. So they have just 1 timeout remaining for the final 15 minutes and change. You know, this is a special week around college football. Nearly every college football coach is participating in Coach to Cure MD. It's a national charity project to raise awareness of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is the most prolific genetic killer of young men. Coaches are wearing the Coach to Cure MD logo on the sidelines, and Northwestern coach Pat Fitzgerald, he is the national spokesperson for the cause. Both the University of Iowa and Ohio State University are leading the search for the cure at their respective schools. If you would like to help coaches defeat muscular dystrophy, go online, coachtocuremd.org. It'll be a touchback, a net of 30 on the punt by Nice Wander. Once again, if you would like to help college football coaches defeat muscular dystrophy, go online to coachtocuremd.org. You can also follow at coachtocuremd on Twitter. Well, we have 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ball to 20. Handoff, this is Newby. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Igwebuike.
Timeout on the field.
Loss of 1. That's the way the third quarter ends. We still have 15 more minutes of football. Nebraska starting to stretch their lead out a little bit, but it's not decided yet. 24-13 is our score. Here's the story of the game through the first 3 quarters. Nebraska trying to get to 4-0. They lead 24-13 over Northwestern. Tommy Armstrong has been his usual self. Terrell Newby has, well, it's actually been a split backfield. Newby, Ozigbo, and Wilbon doing good work. For Northwestern, Thorson, 174 passing yards, also a rushing touchdown. Nebraska has the football. Second down and 11. Pass is complete. Pierson-El with the grab. Glenn Mason, something to think about. They always talk about the conditioning program that's been vaunted for so many years out in Lincoln with the Nebraska Cornhuskers football team. Maybe this is an example of that conditioning. In the fourth quarter this year, plus 51.
Well, they're just messing around to get to the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? But there's got to be a reason for it. And I think because, you know, you keep saying the running attack, the offensive line wearing them down, and they've got really good skill on the outside. Big play potential.
Armstrong still has it. Tanner Farmer, who went back to the locker room, he's now back on the sideline for Nebraska. See that left ankle being taped. We will let you know if he comes back onto the field.
Well, he thinks he's coming back or he wouldn't be getting retaped, I promise you that.
Yeah, he just had a wince right there. He's hoping the training staff didn't see that. Newby. Just a little bit short of the first down marker. Tyler Lancaster, stout defensive tackle with the stop. He's from Romeoville, Illinois, not too far away from Joliet, Illinois. Romeoville got its name as Romeo and Joliet.
I didn't know that.
Little factoid right there. There you go. South suburban Chicago.
Literary genius I'm working with.
Third down and 1. Northwestern needs a stop. Power formation. 3 tight ends in the game for Nebraska. Armstrong, design quarterback keeper, wants to throw. Finds his man, caught, first down, Stanley Morgan.
Now, you know what that play tells me right there? That Mike Riley had already made his decision. If this was an incomplete, he was going to go for it on fourth down, which we saw earlier in the game. Stanley Morgan Jr.'s having a good game, too.
There he is. You talked about that great block on the end around for Westerkamp. They went for a touchdown. Newby falls forward to the 45. Third quarter was nothing but grins, smiles, and roses for Nebraska. A couple of touchdowns, one to the tight end, Ethan Carter, and one by Jordan Westerkamp with his feet.
Came with a couple reverses, misdirection, which really works if a defense is really pursuing to the football. And for the most part, that's what Northwestern, they got good athletes. They run the football, well coached, in the reverse backside.
Armstrong can't evade Iguiguike. Loss of 2. 3rd and 7.
Well, just about every defense they have, they're playing quarter coverage, which means that the safeties, if it's a run action, the backside safety is going to make sure he counts for that quarterback because Armstrong is dangerous.
Third and 7. Clock continues to move. Oh my! Should have been intercepted by Walker. He had 50 yards of green grass in front of him. Missed opportunity for Northwestern. That would have been 6.
Yeah, there is no doubt about that. He reads it. There's number 1, Anthony Walker Jr. Oh, man. He knew it. He was thinking, this is a touchdown.
Walker could have walked to the end zone. So the punt team comes on. Lightborn. Spiraling kick. Bounces at the 2 and careens into the end zone. Punt of 47 yards, but a net of just 27. Back in a moment. Northwestern's all-time winningest head coach, Pat Fitzgerald, looking for answers. His team is down by 11 with Glenn Mason on Merrick Collins. Northwestern still got a chance.
They do, and, Nebraska's doing everything they can help them to stay in the game. Fumbling twice in the end zone, and 3rd and long, they threw one to Anthony Walker Jr. That should have been a pick 6.
Northwestern has the ball, starting from the 20. Thorson. Incomplete, looking for Austin Carr. Would have been a short game. Look at the rushing yards for Nebraska. They have almost twice as many as Northwestern. Nebraska has more passing yards as well. But Northwestern with an opportunity, only down by 11. Jackson brought down. 3rd down and 6. Kind of feel for Justin Jackson. This is a slippery runner, but the holes just aren't there this year the way that they were in years past.
No, and you got to credit Nebraska. Those safeties have done a nice job making one-on-one tackles on him, and he's not the easiest guy to bring down.
Third down's been a problem for Northwestern. 5-man rush. Thorson, pass is complete. That'll be a first down. Vaults out to the 36. Gary with the tackle, and now the pace will quicken.
Little surprised that Mark Banker, the defensive Cornhuskers, they dialed up a blitz there and get rid of the ball. That puts the stress on the secondary.
Pass is caught, crossing the middle. That'll be a catch by the freshman, Bennett Skoranek. Just the second catch on the season for the true freshman from Fort Wayne. He's a big guy, 6'4", 210, with a bright future. Dump off underneath. And that's going to be short, I think. It was 2nd and 3. That was only a gain of a pair. And they may have to measure. Well, the reason we're expecting this one to end up close is because they generally always do. Over the last 5 years, since Nebraska has come to the Big Ten, 4 of the 5 meetings have been decided by 3 points or less. The only outlier was 2014 here in this building when Nebraska won going away. Not much. About the length of a Chicago-style dog away from the first down.
Making me hungry.
Northwestern.
3rd down and 1.
On the 46-yard line.
I'm going to run the ball, and I'm thinking if I'm Pat Fitzgerald, I'm thinking I got 2 downs to get it at this distance, so I don't want to take it off the line of scrimmage.
He's got a 220-pound quarterback if he wants to just keep it with Thorson.
Yeah, but either him, but don't run the back lateral. That hasn't been working.
Dickerson in motion. Jackson's got it, got the first down. There's a flag down on the field. Flags down on the field. It would be a big gain for Jackson.
Holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
That was our U.S. Marine Corps leader of the game, Connor Mahoney. He's not going to get elected doing that.
Well, let's see it right here. You can see him right there. 2 arms wrapped around him, 1 in front, 1 in back. Good call by the official. Come on, big fella. Not in that situation.
So instead of the first down, Northwestern retreating. 3rd and 11. 4-man rush. Thorson with time. He's going to run it. Didn't work out. Nathan Gary with the stop. That'll bring up 4th down, and the punt unit comes on for the Wildcats.
What a critical penalty. They picked up the blitz. Big gain by the running back. They're on the move, and now they got to punt it away.
Pierson-El.
Nice wander, his best punt of the day. That drives Pierson-El back to the 11-yard line, and that's where Nebraska will start. It's a punt of 49 yards. Today, a whole bunch of Nebraska Cornhusker fans, all of them with smiles. Very nice. Wonderful fan base. Well, Nebraska running the football this season against Fresno State, close to 300 yards. Wyoming, not so much, just 138, but there's still one going away. Against Oregon, over 200 yards. And tonight, over 200 yards. And generally, Coach, that's a great thing under Mike Riley.
Well, you know, Mike Riley in our phone conversation is everybody in Nebraska wants to run the ball. He says, heck, I want to run the ball. They really want to run the ball right now.
Armstrong, the quarterback's got it. He's got a first down. It has been a whale of a rushing day for Tommy Armstrong Jr. 11 more yards. He is well over 100 yards rushing on the day.
Eric, when you're up by 11 points with closing in on 8 minutes to go in the game, you don't want to be conservative, but you sure like to run the ball.
Jordan Westerkamp tail into that play. Looked like he landed awkwardly, and he has left the field. Immediately grabbed something on his lower leg, and now he is on the Nebraska sideline. Something to keep an eye on. Short gain. Jared McGee blows up Tommy Armstrong after a gain of 1. Western Camp's back on the field. Tougher than a $2 steak.
You got all the sayings. I like $2 steaks. I mean,
yeah, back in 1958, maybe.
They throw mushrooms in there. Make it taste good.
Second down and 9. Pass is complete. That's Pierson-El. He adds a dimension to this team with his quick, getting the ball in space.
You know what dimension he adds? It's called fear. You know, when you see him come out there, I don't care if he's in the kicking game, wide receiver, whatever it may be, this guy has big play written all over him. You know, if I'm that corner, I'm giving him a cushion, and even that, I can't make the play. I need some help.
2 tight ends, right side for Nebraska. Old school Nebraska football. Give it to the I-back. Wilbon, huge gainer. Wilbon out across the 35, stays up and goes out of bounds at the 34. Montre Hardage finally with the stop, but a gain of 32.
Well, you look at it right here. It's a good run. It's a good cut. Credit that offensive line. They got a hat on hat, and the defense is moving. And when you angle your defense, if the offensive line picks them up, there's going to be seams.
Only 1 carry this season for Wilbon before tonight's game, but he's been featured here in the second half. 54 yards for Wilbon.
Eric, he's from Chicago, and you're coming. Why wouldn't you? You know he's going to give it his best in front of the hometown family.
De La Salle Institute. Virtually every other mayor in the history of Chicago went to De La Salle. Big, prominent high school on the south side.
Every other? Everyone.
I bet at least 5.
Rahm Emanuel?
No.
Okay.
But Mayor Daley, his predecessor, went to De La Salle. Brian Gumbel went to De La Salle.
He wasn't the mayor. You named 1. I mean, come on.
All right, my researcher's looking on it. Second down and 9. Armstrong looking for Westerkamp. That's the 3rd time that Armstrong has overthrown Westerkamp in the end zone today.
Well, he overthrew him, and he threw it real late. There's no room there. Every time he threw it, Westerkamp was out of the end zone.
Down and 9 on the outskirts of field goal range. Nebraska's up by 11, but that's only 2 possessions. Wilbon out of the backfield, flag down. If the play stands, it's enough for a touchdown. Northwestern player is down as well.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 34 and 66. 15-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Well, that negates a first down for Nebraska. They'll march backward. Anthony Walker is the Wildcat down.
And right there, you can see it looked like Newby came in and went low, and then the center hit him.
That's why it's a penalty. It's a dangerous play. Guys can get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
So Anthony Walker, who missed a lot of preseason camp because he was banged up, is now slowly going to the Wildcat sideline. That's a big deal.
You know, normally that penalty occurs when there's a down lineman, a defensive lineman, and an offensive lineman is blocking him, then a back will come in and chop him. But that wasn't the case. Walker's a linebacker. He was coming on a blitz. Newby came in, and it looked like the center turned back on him late. I think it was just an inadvertent type of block by Nebraska that really cost him.
Coach, we're still looking it up. We're up to at least 3 mayors now from De La Salle.
Both dailies, Mayor Kelly, still doing our research. And Walker is being looked at by the training staff. If we have any information to pass along, we will. Under 5 minutes to play. Will Bond. Northwestern defenders flying to the ball. The first wave miss him, but the second wave bring him down. Northwestern's been game all night long, but they're running out of time. 4th down and 18.
Well, you saw the screenplay by Nebraska, and Mike Hankwitz, again, in our meetings with him Friday, said that was something they really worked on hard because they anticipated Nebraska would come with the screens and are really good at the screens. And overall, Northwestern's done a fine job against them. Great effort. The guys flying to the football.
Clock continues to move. Northwestern does have all 3 timeouts, but it's going to be underneath 4 minutes to play by the time they get the football back. Lightborn. That will be a touchback. So that drive, at least for Nebraska, if you're thinking on the positive side of things, took up 4.5 minutes of game time. 3:54 remaining. Coach Glenn Mason and myself, we will be there. It'll be interesting to see how Ohio State plays. Ohio State with a bye week inactive this afternoon. Let's check in with Michelle. Michelle, what's going on?
For the Northwestern defense, Anthony Walker will probably return. He was out with a lower extremity being examined on the sideline, but his status is deemed to return to probable.
Oh, wow, that's good news. Thank you, Michelle. A couple of quick completions. And it's now 3rd down and 1 for Northwestern.
You mentioned that slate of games. Rutgers must be improving.
Only lost by, what, 7?
7 points to Iowa.
3rd down carry. That's a 1st down. Needed a yard, got 2. Dick Jackson. Saw something online. Urban Meyer, head coach at Ohio State, spent his off day today cleaning windows at his home.
I don't buy it. That sounds good. I don't buy it.
I actually saw video of it. May have only done it for the 10 seconds the camera was there. Thorson went sideways, lost a pair. Run out of bounds by Chris Jones after a loss of 2.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting the call in late, getting lined up on the wrong side. And
Carr, did he make the play? He did. Impressive sliding catch by Austin Carr. Again, his career is a walk-on. He's turned himself into something.
I'm going to tell you, impressive catch. And good thing they threw it low because Nathan Jerry had the beat on that.
Thorson steps up in the pocket, throws low. Is it caught? It is not. That was looking for Skoranek, who had a catch earlier in this 4th quarter.
Yeah. Tip of the ball, hit the ground. Good call by the official.
Officials have done a really good job.
Really good.
There.
Yep.
Second and 10 Northwestern on the Nebraska 48-yard line.
Time running out for Northwestern. They do have all 3 timeouts. Pass is caught. That's the super back Dickerson. 1st down will stop the clock temporarily as the chains move. Northwestern was victimized by a Hail Mary a couple of years ago. They need to score here, make it a 1-possession game, and they've got a chance. Caught and heading out of bounds is Charlie Fessler. Well, this is why it's an 11-point lead. Kicking game has been troublesome. 27-yard field goal missed by Jack Mitchell. Extra point missed by Jack Mitchell. Not going to make every kick, but those are 4 points that you need to have. Should be a 1-possession game. Pass too high for Carr. Threw it a little bit behind him as well.
Pass incomplete, intended for Austin Carr.
So, you know, the whole mentality of Nebraska changes defensively because it's a two-possession game. They look up there, the clock is their friend. So what you say is, hey, well, give them the stuff in front of us. Just don't let one go over the head.
Exactly 2 minutes remaining. Defense trying to get some fresh bodies in there. Thorson goes down again. Stoltenberg and Gary combined to bring down Thorson. It's a loss of 3. And the clock continues to move. 4th and 6. This is the ball game. Pocket holds up. It is picked off. Joshua Kalu. Nebraska's got the football, and they've got a big lead with 1:23. It should be over.
I'll bet you dinner they run the football. You owe me a couple dinners last couple weeks. Well, it's 4th down, so even if he didn't intercept it, the outcome would be the same. Great coverage.
Well, Northwestern still can stop the clock 3 times. Tight formation for Nebraska. Wilbon the eye back. And Wilbon stays in bounds.
Smart play by him.
Forces Northwestern to call a timeout there first.
Timeout, Northwestern.
With the timeout on the field, we'll be back in a moment.
Timeout.
Here's our Duluth Trading hardest working player, Tommy Armstrong. 132 yards rushing, 246 passing. Not bad.
Not bad. Pretty darn good. You know, he's the complete quarterback. If he makes the right decisions, we know what he can do passing the football if he protects it. And what a dangerous weapon when he decides to run.
Northwestern used the first timeout a moment ago. Ozigbo, the first down and then some. Clock is still moving. And doesn't look like Northwestern's going to call a timeout. So, Northwestern's not going to call a timeout. This is going to go as win number 4 for Nebraska. After last year, with so many missteps, losing so many close games, after struggling in the first year under Mike Riley, year 2 is going to start off with a 4-0 record. We'll be back to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Second timeout call for Nebraska, for Northwestern. 34 seconds remaining. Final drive presented by Auto Owners Insurance coming your way after the game. A lot to talk about. Busy day starting off in East Lansing with a bang, with the tailgate show being originating from East Lansing and then Wisconsin, figuring everything out about the Spartans and coming up with an impressive win. And now the end of the day ending in the Big Ten with an impressive win for Nebraska on the road to go to 4-0.
Yeah, last year we well documented that had to be a nightmare for Mike Riley, and he would tell you the biggest difference this year compared to last year. He now knows the players and the players know him. Transition in program is a tough year.
Nebraska finishes with 556 yards. Tommy Armstrong, a new career high. He ran for 132 yards. His previous career high was 131. Ethan Carter had a nice day with a touchdown, first of the year. And now Nebraska, their next game will be against Illinois. Trying to go to 5-0. And most assuredly, they will continue to be ranked. They're currently the 20th ranked team in the country, and there's a quite possibility they will improve on that after an impressive road win. So 24-13 is our final score. Let's check in with Michelle McMahon, standing by with Nebraska's happy head coach.
Coach, when we spoke at halftime, you said you knew this one was going to be a battle. How did your team pull it out tonight?
Well, I was proud of them once again for fighting to the end. And this Northwestern team, Pat's always got them ready to go, and they played hard tonight. They made a ton of good plays. We hung on and made some plays to win it, but it was hard. And I'm really proud of our team again, coming on the road for the first time, winning our first Big Ten game.
You say you still treat wins as teaching moments for these guys. What do you think you'll teach your team after this night?
Oh, there'll be a lot of stuff. I think we should take better care of the football down near the goal line. That could have saved us a lot of this anxiety at the end. But it's football, so you got to play. And that team made us play hard right to the end.
You have another Big Ten opponent in Illinois next week. What's the key for you?
No, I think it's just getting better. This team likes to play. They like to work. And I think that we got to spend the week trying to get better.
Coach Riley, congrats on the win. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Eric.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, Jordan Westerkamp enjoying his last experience playing here in Evanston. The local kid from Chicago comes back home and scores a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, you started talking about he had been silent all night, and there he came on the reverse and made a big play.
Not bad at all. Nebraska 4-0. They win 24-13 over the Northwestern Wildcats, who fall to 1-3. After the break, the final drive coming your way. For Glenn Mason and Michelle McMahon, I'm Eric Collins saying so long from Evanston.